Does this sound familiar? You can have very long periods where you're super productive, smashing it at work, in a great headspace, and even hitting the gym consistently, and overall your life just feels on track. But then out of completely nowhere, it's like all those productive traits and habits almost overnight can be zapped out of your body. And worst of all, you have no idea why. This radical change can feel like a punch to the gut, as going from killing it to all of a sudden having the simplest of tasks feeling like a huge hurdle to overcome is a terrible feeling. And from going through this myself, I will share with you some things I would avoid, along with some great tips I would actually implement to try and escape this rotten cycle you're in. I see too often online when many people are going through ruts, the idea of to practice mindfulness and speak affirmations into the world. But if you're anything like me, this sort of just sounds like magic. It just doesn't seem real or practical. I need a much more practical hands-on approach. So in today's video, I'm going to break down 6 or 7 things that you can really do. So number 1 is get your ass out of bed, especially on sunny days. The earlier you can get outside, get some of that natural vitamin D, that simple act alone, it makes you feel like you're actually not wasting the day. It sounds minute, but you'd be surprised how much that'll make you feel better. Because leaving the house, if you do in the evening when the sun's already gone down, it's getting dark, you just feel like you've almost wasted the day again. You feel bad about it. So if you can actually get yourself up and outside, even if it's just going for a walk, you're not doing anything practical, that simple act alone starts the day off right. It makes you feel like you've at least done something. Next, this is one I definitely can relate to a lot. So every single day I used to wake up and go on my treadmill that I have at home for like 20 minutes or so, just to make me feel good. It's a nice start to the day. However, I started noticing that I started accumulating more and more mess in that room, and the more boxes I started packing in that room and the more stuff I started putting in there, the less and less I found myself wanting to even go in that room. Current gym situation right now, because it feels so cluttered, it kind of deters me from training sometimes because I feel like I'm too squashed. I realized as soon as I actually decluttered that room, packed away boxes, got rid of stuff I didn't need, I realized I was going in there a lot more to my treadmill again. So the thing I'll say to you guys is, if your overall space around you, your living room, your bedroom, all the rooms are very, very, very cluttered, you just don't feel like doing stuff. When you live in a mess, you feel like your life is a mess. It sounds weird. I think Jordan Peterson even says it. Before you wake up, clean your bedroom. These small habits, when you add them all together, like waking up early, cleaning the room, making sure it's not cluttered, these little things tag onto each other and you start feeling like less of a waste of space. Next, you don't have to go to the gym. If you're someone that feels in the rut, you're not progressing, exercising, especially the gym, if I'm being honest, is a very good thing for you to do, simply because it's something you can do on your own and it's something you can gradually progress over time. So even if outside, maybe in your work life, you're not feeling like you're progressing, at least one aspect of your life, start seeing progression, you will start feeling much better. It also can be a great place to meet other people that may be more motivated than you, that can kind of also rub off on you as well. So I'm definitely going to recommend getting out there and exercising. If that seems too out there at this point for you, then go for a walk, maybe turn that walk into a jog. There's many different things that you can do to make you feel like you're having a little sense of achievement and you're getting better. And if you do these walks or these jogs, feel free to time them occasionally to kind of see, oh, am I getting better at this? These things carry over once you add them together. All right, now we've got most of the fundamentals out the way. Now we can go into the more practical things, because the previous tips, I kind of think of them as the fundamentals. Doing those things will help you get to this stage, because sometimes you can't jump straight into practical changes. So you need to actually kind of do little by little, which actually ties into the next step. You need to go get a piece of paper or a notepad and start identifying what are the things that make you feel like you are in a rut. So what are the things that makes you feel bad about yourself? Is it because you feel overworked or you feel like you're burnt out? Or is it because your health isn't in the best standpoint? Or is it friendships, relationships? Or is it just simply the fact that you feel like you should be doing more with your life? There's many aspects to it. The best thing to do is to write these things down, avoiding them or pushing them down or trying to cope by doing various other things, whether it's alcohol, binge eating, or sleeping away the days. These things don't help. All they do is they make you feel nice at the moment, but then they compile and then they basically make you worse off in the long run. So you can't run from these things. You need to bullet point them right down so you can see them. And then that leads you on to the next tip, which is beginning to set small, achievable goals to tackle some of these issues. So for example, if one of them was, I just feel like maybe overweight or health conditions, you need to now bullet point things you can do to combat that. So you'd have small things. A very small one would be, okay, every single day I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk. It may not seem crazy, but that is the first step. Then after you've done that maybe for a month or so, you go, I'm going to up it to 15 minutes or 20 minutes. There's many things you can do to gradually progress, but these small little things, which is why I say start with the walk-in, is things that you can tick off. And also, for now, I'm going to get rid of this goal wall because I've achieved most of the stuff on this goal wall. This is from 2017. I just didn't update because I started doing it on a piece of paper instead. But yeah, man, it's very nice if you're down in the dumps, pick a wall, put all your goals on it, and then when you achieve them, just rip them off and then potentially update it. And you'd be very, very surprised if you get like a to-do app on your phone, like Todoist, knowing that every single day there's things that you can tick off. These little things will make you feel like you're actually progressing. The problem with feeling a rut is that you just feel like you're just stuck in the place. But if you have little wins and consistently have them, you're going to realize, okay, well, I am doing something. But the key thing is small to maybe medium achievable goals. If you're someone that's in a rut, I don't want you to put down a super far off goal that may take 1 or 2 years to achieve, simply because depending on your mindset, these things can feel crippling. It feels like it's so far out of reach that you're just never going to make it. It's much smarter to put things on there that you can probably complete on a daily or weekly basis, maybe monthly if you want to go that far once you're in a routine. The next one now is probably, I'm going to say, for someone that's in a rut, probably one of the top 2 tips you need to understand and accept. And that is the fact that you will occasionally fail. Failure is going to happen in everyday life, and you need to accept that, and you have to learn to deal with them. And I personally believe that it's almost a good thing to somewhat fail. Obviously, you don't want to fail on every single thing you do, but it's better to learn how to get used to that feeling, because otherwise you become crippled by failure. So as soon as you may not get one thing on your list, you start reverting back into your I'm not going to make it, or I'm stuck, or I'm in a rut. That mindset just leads you right back to the beginning. So you have to get used to the idea of not being great at everything. And as you fail something, think, okay, why did I fail? What did I not do? What did I do? And then you kind of work yourself into a position where, okay, maybe I should try this. Having that adaptive and more resilient mindset is much better than the crippling anxiety-ridden version of yourself, which is you go in panic mode and you just kind of shut yourself off and turtle shell. So personally, I definitely say learn to adapt to failures. And lastly, which may be easier said than done, you'd be very surprised how many people cannot pat themselves on the back for doing something, even when it's grand. You need to celebrate the wins and victories that you achieve, whether they're small or large. You need to definitely encourage yourself to keep doing this stuff. So even if it's the one that, okay, for this week, I managed to do 5 out of the 7 walks I was going to do. And that is a win, especially when you did 0 before. You don't need to meet 100% to be a victory. That is still progress. So say in this scenario that you wanted to start on losing weight and getting fitter, say over the course of a month, you only lost like, what, a pound or something. You need to simply celebrate the fact that you even started. Like, even if you didn't, say if you were shooting for 10 pounds lost, the fact that you lost 1 or 2 pounds is still a win. As all these multiple different little victories and wins over the course of a week and a month are little by little getting you out of this rut, and also having you progress and actually do something. And if you need more information about how to actually successfully lose weight, feel free to check out this video here where I break it down in a much more simple and easy to understand way.